members. To this point, we have contacted family members for all but 3 of the families. We do know that we have the manifest, we have the backup information that goes with that, and we have the names of everybody that was on that plane. I will not be releasing any names today, but we do promise that we'll keep you updated, possibly tomorrow or the next day, with some of those names. We have 3 families still that need to be contacted. During the course of the next coming days, you're going to hear about some heroic efforts from some of the individuals that were in and around that plane, and we'll explain those to you as we develop those. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a total of 16 people here as we walk through it. None of those were children. The first 2 I'll mention are 2 airport employees. They were in the de-icing station. One was injured and transported to the hospital. One firefighter was treated with minor injuries at the scene. Moving forward to the plane, as I expressed to you earlier, there were 10 passengers on that plane and 3 crew members. There are 6 survivors in various conditions of medical condition, ranging from minor injuries to a critical. We will confirm that there are 7 deaths. As again, all but 3 of those families have been notified. So I'll take a few questions from folks.
Just talk about the rescue effort. I mean, in terms of who went in, did people go into the plane to be able to pull people out? How did all that unfold?
There is a story unfolding about a very courageous individual that went towards the plane and assisted folks in getting out. There's also some stories that will unfold later on about folks that were on that plane that were able to open a hatch and assist others in leaving. Those will all start to come out as we learn more about it.
Were the pilots killed, the people operating the plane?
Right now I'm not going to go into the positions of where the people were in the plane, other than that there were 7 confirmed deaths.
The rescue effort was led by the National Guard, going in there, National Guard. You had a member on board. Did you know that at the time? How is the member doing? How are you guys doing tonight? Because that's pretty heroic to go charging in.
Bob, you know, the rescue effort was led by not only the airport fire suppression group that were there, it was also led by numerous other mutual aid companies from around the area that responded. They responded with not only fire apparatus, they responded with emergency medical technicians sending folks to the hospital, and rescue workers. The general did confirm that he did have one of his employees on the, one of his soldiers on the plane, and he is a survivor with injuries.
These plane rides are very commonly popular with World War II veterans who like to reminisce being on it. Can you give us any idea of the age range of the adults who were on board?
They vary in ranges, and at this time I don't feel comfortable with explaining everybody's name and age right now. I'm sure we're going to include that in the next day or 2.
Do you think those 2, you mentioned 2 stories here of people who saved, do you think their actions saved lives this morning?
From what I've heard and what was passed on by the Connecticut State Police, yes. Yes.
Were people on the ground aware that something was going wrong with this plane when it was going to be landing? They had about 5 minutes.
Well, the Connecticut State Police interviewed numerous people out there, not only on the ground, but were on the plane and survived. There was a limited time.
We all saw the incredible planes. Can you talk about the challenges the first responders face in terms of just trying to get to the scene and trying to help people?
Anytime you have a fire driven by the fuel of that type and the fuel load that goes with it, the fire is extremely hot. And the firefighter that was injured was only minor, but that is a challenging fire to put out, and the Airport Authority Fire Suppression did a great job in doing that.
Do you have any reason to believe that the death toll might climb?
There is always that possibility. Yes, sir.
People take a risk in a plane that is decades old, 7 decades old, compared to a newer plane getting in a plane like that?
I don't feel qualified to really comment on that, and that's outside the scope of our investigation.
Can you talk a little bit about how many people were transported to the hospital, whether in ambulance or med-flighted?
The 6 survivors were transported, the majority were transported by ambulance. There was one that was picked up and transported by a separate vehicle.
How many of these individuals were from Connecticut? Do we know that?
We do know that right now, but I'm not prepared to release that information. Those come from the company and the manifest that was secured by the state police.
One last question. I'm sorry, I was just going to follow up. Do we know anything about the people operating this plane, how many sort of air hours they've logged, or how many years of experience?
It's far too early to even talk about that, but I'm sure that's going to be a focus of the NTSB.
Of the 7 dead, is there a breakdown of crew members and passengers among them?
We do have the breakdown, but I'm not prepared to release that at this time. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Kevin Dillon from the Connecticut Airport Authority.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Dillon. I'm the Executive Director of the Connecticut Airport Authority. I first want to say our thoughts and prayers are certainly with all of the families that were impacted by this tragic event. I also want to thank our airport fire department and our operations staff. They were among the first to arrive on the scene, but we were certainly supported by an awful lot of mutual aid, area fire departments, area police departments, certainly the state police, TSA, Red Cross, and a number of agencies that were out there assisting us. The airport today reopened at 1:30, as we indicated in the 12 noon briefing today. We did have a number of significant impacts here in terms of flight cancellations. About 20% of our activity today was canceled. About 10% of the total activity was delayed here at the airport. However, once we've reopened the airport, we've gotten into the evening hours, we're starting to restore normal operations, and we are anticipating that tomorrow will be pretty much back to normal in terms of flight activity. But we do urge folks